Okay, the last topic that we want to discuss regarding the implicit intent is how to access a phone hardware. Yeah, in this case, we want to access the camera. So this tutorial will try to create an intent to access the device hardware, in this case, the camera. Yeah, we will add a button to send an implicit intent to access the camera, and then we will add an image view to display the image from the camera. Yeah, so if you come from the previous video, then you can safely close this dummy app Android Studio window. Yeah, we no longer need it for now. Yeah, and go back to the implicit sample or week 12 window, yeah, from your Android Studio. And I must give you some note. Yeah, this tutorial adopts the deprecated technique from the Android developer website. Yeah, from Camera Photo Basics. Yeah, and unfortunately, the Android developer team has not updated their training or their tutorials to adopt with the latest technique. Yeah, if you are interested with the latest technique, I think I will provide some kind of bonus video after this video. Yeah, and if you are interested to use the latest technique, you can read this tutorial on the Medium. Yeah, I will provide the link for you in the description below. Okay, so please add two more UI elements. The first one is image photo, and the second one is the FAB, yeah, the floating action button. Yeah, and where is my activity main? Yeah, actually, I have added these two UI components. Yeah, just add an image photo, image view, name it or ID it image photo, and FAB photo. Yeah, for the constraint, for the FAB photo, constrain it to the left, right, and bottom. And then, depending on your screen size, yeah, I decided to constrain my image view like this. Yeah, left, right, top, and bottom. The bottom goes to the upper constraint for the FAB photo, and for the top constraint, I constrain it to the bottom constraint of pick template button. Yeah, this way the image view will fill in the remaining space in my screen. And just set the scale type to center crop as usual. Yeah. Now, to add a feature to access camera, yeah, we must add this feature to the Android manifest. Yeah, we must add a usage feature tag with the name is Android hardware camera, and for now, we set it that it is required. Yeah, if by any case that the Android device does not have the camera, then our application will not be able to be installed on the device. Yeah, for now, just set the Android required to true. Okay, open your Android manifest again, and then before the application tag, let's add a usage feature, and the name is camera. The name is camera, Android hardware camera, and we will set the required to true. Now, for API 29 and beyond, we must also explicitly state the permission to access the camera. So let's add the users permission, users permission tag. Now we want to access the camera, and that's all. The next thing that we want to do is to add a new request code. Yeah, on the class, on the main activity class, let's add a new request code then. File request image capture equals to 3, for example. Yeah, go to main activity, and here let's define request take picture is 3, or image capture, yeah, or everything you want. I think I will rename it image capture. Now, to call intent to access camera, this one is optional. Yeah, you can do it within a new private function, or you can do it later on the FAP request. Yeah, on the FAP on click. But for now, let's separate it into a new private function. Yeah, so let's create this function outside the onCreate, but still inside the main activity class. So I will define it here, fun take picture. We will create intent, file I equals to intent. It is an implicit one. Then the action is action image capture. I think I added an extra closing parenthesis here. This is not needed. File intent equals to intent. I will change it with apply as usual. And then for the action is the media store dot action image capture. Yeah, as you can see, you didn't need the closing parenthesis over here. And you can immediately call start activity for a result, providing the intent and then the request code. Start activity for result, intent, and the request code is request image capture. Yeah, again, for now, just ignore it if your start activity for result is right through. Yeah, we still use the deprecated wall technique, but it still works. So that's fine, I think. At least for now, yeah. Before Android decided that start activity for result will not work again in the future, but I don't see the future is coming right now. So let's just use start activity for result. Now, only for API 29 and beyond, because my device or my AVD is Android API 30, I must do this. Yeah, and for everyone else whose device is Android API 29 or more, yeah, we must first ask for the permission explicitly. Yeah, something like this. When the FAP photo is clicked, yeah, we must check for the permission first. Is it granted or not? Yeah, if we never granted any permission for accessing the camera, then it will request the permission first. But if the user has granted permission before, then we will simply call our function. Yeah, that's why we separate the creation of the implicit intent into a dedicated function, take picture. Okay, let's add our listener for the FAP. Yeah? And maybe as you can see here, I actually prepared some codes, which is the latest way or recommended way to replace start activity for result. Yeah, but it is beyond the scope of this tutorial. Yeah, I will provide some insights into the bonus video later. Yeah, but for now, please ignore this text. Yeah, it is a region. I hide some code. Some is working, some are not. So it does not distract you from this tutorial. Okay, let's add the listener for our FAP. FAB photo dot set on click listener. Let's check first if the permission camera is never granted. Yeah, if context compat dot check self permission, and the permission, sorry, not the permission, the context first is this, and then for the permission is from the manifest dot wait, not the Java util, yeah, please import the manifest Android instead. Permission, the permission is camera, and then let's compare it to the result package manager dot permission granted. Then we will actually request the permission. Activity compat request permissions. Yeah, the permission is an array actually, yeah. Yeah, because the name of the function is request permissions, you can request for multiple permissions at the same time. Yeah, but for now we only need one permission, which is a camera. But nevertheless, we still need to pass an array. So let's just make an array of manifest, again, not the Android, sorry, not the Java util. I think I will delete my import first for the Java util manifest. Yeah, so I don't need to call, oh well. As I must still call Android.manifest, that's fine. Yeah, the array of content is Android manifest permission camera, and then the third one is the request code, request image capture. Sorry, request image. Yeah, I think I have a typo here. It's not request image camera, but it's request image capture. Yeah, let me edit my. Oops, sorry. Let me edit my presentation first. Oh well, it's behind this image. Share and this one. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the typo. And then let's provide the else take picture. Okay, later when our application is run, when we click the FAB button, yeah, when the user has not given any permission at all, the OS will ask for it first. Yeah, here in the screenshot it is in Bahasa, but you will get a similar message box later. Yeah. But let's continue first before we try our application. Yeah, again, for API 29 and beyond, if the user grants the permission for our application, then open the camera app to take a picture. We must check first whether the permission is granted or not. So we must override a method called onRequestPermission result. Yeah, so let's override it first. I will override it over here. Override fun on request permissions result. Now just leave the super. Yeah, this function acts similarly like on activity result. Yeah, we have a request code, so we can check who actually requested this permission. Yeah, and then we can check the granted result in this parameter. Oh, yeah, in this parameter, grant results. Yeah, if the content of grant results array is not empty and the first result is permission granted, then we are safe to call a take picture function. But for if these conditions are not satisfied, then we will notify the user. You must grant permission to access the camera. Okay, so here, yeah, you can use if or when. Yeah, it's your preference. I will use when. When request code. If it is a request image capture, then I will check first if the grant result is not empty. And the first element is actually package manager permission granted. Package manager permission granted. Yeah, we immediately use the index 0 because we only request for one permission. Yet we know exactly that the first permission is actually the permission for the camera. Yeah, that's why we can use the 0 index over here. But if you have multiple permissions, then you may want to check for the order of the permissions first. So if the user grants permission to our application, then we simply call the take picture function, but else we will give a toast. The contact is, yeah, it's safe to provide this. You must grant permission to this app to use camera. Then for the length, I think I will give it long because my sentence is a little bit long. Then don't forget to change it with show, yeah. Or if you forget to change it with show, then your toast will not be visible. Okay, now after we invoke the take picture function, yeah, we must add a result code in the on activity result, yeah, to be able to handle the result. So here it uses if. So in on activity result, if the result code is okay and check the request code, I use when. So I will just add a new case here, request image capture. Now let's add or let's get the extras from the data. Yeah, file extras equals to from the data, but yeah, be careful here because this tutorial uses non-assertion. I can't really remember the official name of this operator. Yeah, basically it circumvent the Kotlin compiler. Yeah, so we can just access it as it is, although the data is actually nullable. Yeah, but if you don't want to use a non-null assertion operator, finally I remember the name. Yeah, if you don't want to use this double exclamation mark operator, then yeah, let's change it later. I will try to use a safe call operator first. So file extras is the data null.extras, and for the file image bitmap, if the extra is null, is not null, so let's do extras null.let, yeah, to check if extras is not null, then we can safely run anything in this let code. File image bitmap, which is a bitmap. Okay, let's see. We don't really need to specify the type because at the right hand side of the equation we cast it into bitmap. So I can safely do this. Extras.get extras, here I can refer it to it. Get, get, and the key is data, all in lowercase, as bitmap. Now we can set the image bitmap from our image photo, image view, image photo dot set image bitmap with this image bitmap. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, we have prevented the use of non-null assertion operator like this. Yeah, so instead of using the double exclamation mark, I will simply use a safe call operator, data null.extras, and then I change it with a let block. Yeah, if you want, you can also do something like this. Yeah, you don't need the file extras. If you want, you can summarize it like this, I think. Yeah, so now our extras file is no longer needed. Okay, now it's the time of revelation. Let's try our code. Yeah, and because we modify a permission and feature from our Android manifest, maybe it's a good time to uninstall our application first. Yeah, although this step sometimes sometimes we don't really need to uninstall our application first, but just in case, I will uninstall it. Then I will build my application and reinstall the latest application with the latest manifest. Yeah, let's wait until Gradle finishes building and installing the application into my emulator. Okay, now if I click this FAB photo, yeah, because I have not previously granted any permission to our application, so Android Studio pops up. Allow implicit sample to take pictures and record video. Yeah, I can choose while using the app only, or only this time, or even deny. Yeah, I will try deny first. Yeah, if I deny, then I will get the where is it? Yeah, the toast. You must grant permission to this app to use camera. Yeah, if again, yeah, if I click deny, the toast is shown instead. But okay, now if I click it the third time and for consecutive time, then I cannot really use a camera. Okay, let me close my application, then I will rerun it. Hopefully that I can trigger the asking for permission. Oh, unfortunately it cannot, so I must uninstall it. Yeah, if you want to try to deny, then please just do it once. Yeah, don't do it multiple times like I did. Okay, now this time I will grant permission while using this app. As you can see, now my emulator and opens the camera app. Yeah, it is simulated in the emulator. Yeah, because obviously the emulator does not have any access to the camera. Yeah, so it is emulated. You can read the tutorial first for controlling the camera. Yeah, actually it's very easy because this is a first-person controller. Yeah, you can rotate with mouse and move with W, A, S, D, Q, and E. Yeah, so to move camera, you must press Alt first. Then you can move your mouse as you wish, and then I found a dog over here. I think I want to take a picture of it. Yeah, you can move using WASD and QE also. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with this camera. I will take a picture of it. Yeah, and then I click OK. And as you can see here, my image view now displays the content of the camera. Yeah, the result of the picture taken by the camera. Although this is only a preview of it. Yeah, so if you notice that the image here is quite blurry because it's only the preview, not the actual image itself. Yeah, and then I will try to close my app because I have previously granted the permission. The next time I click the FAP photo, then the camera will automatically be called. Yeah, so this is one result of uh, creating an intent to access phone hardware. In this case, we access the camera. Yeah, again, the previous method only yields the preview image and is not safe to the phone. If you try to find or search in the gallery, where is the gallery here? Oh, I think it's photos. This version, blah, blah, blah. Oh well. Yeah, you can see that there is no photos. Yeah, so any pictures I take using my application is not saved into the device, or in this case to the emulator. Yeah, if you want to save the image, follow this tutorial from the Android developer, but take note that it is still using the deprecated method. Yeah, still uses the start activity for result and the deprecated on activity result as well. Yeah, if you want to save the full size photo, then just follow this instruction. You must uses another permission, read and write external storage, and then to create some functions and so on. Yeah, you can follow this tutorial on your own. Okay, now for Upaya students, you have CE as usual. Please screenshot these files. Yeah, from the dummy app project, please screenshot your main activity. Yeah, preferably you have finished the exercise 1 and exercise 2 as well. Yeah, but if not, then exercise 1 is sufficient enough. Yeah. And from the week 12, please screenshot from the main activity KT, the FAP for your listener, and the on activity result for the camera. Yeah, so you must screenshot this function. Yeah, for the on request permission result, just ignore it because your code will be the same. And please also screenshot this part. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this part from the on activity result. Okay, so that's all for today. We have learned how to actually supply our activity or set our activity to be able to handle implicit intents from another application. And we have also learned how to access the phones or device hardware. Yeah, we have tried to access the camera by checking the permission first, asking for permissions also, when using API 29 and above, and then after the permission has been granted, then our implicit intent can be invoked running the camera app, and we have the preview from the camera app. Yeah, so I guess that's all we have to learn about implicit intent. Yeah, actually there are still many things that we can learn about implicit intent. Yeah, especially about how to actually deal with these deprecated methods. Yeah, on activity result is deprecated, and start activity for result is also deprecated. Yeah, to be honest, I'm still figuring out myself about how to deal with this deprecation. If you take a look, I have some codes over here. Yeah, if you are interested, after this video, I will give you some bonus video, and actually, I want to ask something from you. Yeah, but for everyone else, yeah, thank you for joining with me today from the beginning until the very end. If you have any questions, then don't hesitate. Yeah, for UPA students, you can always ask me on the group chat, and for everyone else, you can ask me on the comments below. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, everyone. We will see you in the next week. Bye bye.